Should I sit a little closer? We are live. Ooh, terrible. A new perek, a new Masechta Meilah, Daf Vav. Yeah, all right. The new people, they're like, what is he talking about? New Masechta. It's a new Masechta. It's a new start. So it's unbelievable. New year, new start. Not them, Anishma. You remind me of a year and a half ago when you used to come in with your tefillin, you used to come to check it out. As a, and then it's very dangerous. You don't do that because then you get stuck here. All right, Zok the Mishnah. Koche mizbeach mitztarfim ze im ze l'mila. So, if a person had a half a kazais of a oila and a half a kazais of a chatos, both of them together are mitztarif and yuchayev ha'meila, even though it's two separate korbanos. Ulechayev aleim mishum pigul v'noisar v'tomei. So together you have a shear for pigul, for noisar, and for tomei. Even though one is a oila, one is a chatos, one is a asham, they're two different animals, the two different types of korbanos. It's mitztarif, you're over on kares if you eat a full kazais of pigul, even though they're from two separate korbanos. Koche bedek habayis, mitztarfim zemzeh. The same halacha applies. Guy takes a half a pruta of cement and half a pruta of potatoes. Together you have a full pruta, you're over on Meilah. What about a half a pruta of cement and a half a pruta of oila? Zok the Mishnah, echad koche bedek, koche mizbeach, vechad koche bedek habayis. If you take a little bit of meat from a carbon, and you take a little bit of something that was donated to the bedek habayis, mitztarfim ze im ze l'me'ilah. Even though koche mizbeach has gdushas haguf and koche bedek habayis is gdushas domim, the two types of gdushas are mitztarif for me'ilah. Zog the Gemara, hashta yishloima diktani echad koche mizbeach, echad koche bedek habayis. Look at the last line in the Mishnah, and that's all we need. If you could take gdushas domim, a half a prut of kedushas domim, a half a prut of kedushas mizbeach, and be mitzaref, dai kedushas aguf, dai kedushas domim, vavi loch iktani mitzaref, mizem zeh, kosh mizbeach, and kosh mizbeach miboyeh. Certainly, you should be able to mitzaref two half a prutas together. Now, what would you answer to this, right off the bat, without any? Where were you on Yontif? What is this? You. On Shabbos, you walk in. Baruch Hashem, we had a nice turnout of Rosh Hashanah. For Rosh Hashanah, it was beautiful. Meilah, but they didn't have the daf, so it was nothing. Yeah. Garnished. Garnished. We had the equivalent of 90 people on Rosh Hashanah. You had people online? No. But the amount of people that showed up, for considering that it was Rosh Hashanah, it was 5 o'clock in the afternoon on Rosh Hashanah, after the long day, it was about 90 people. You do the math. There's some sort of, there's a cheshbon. There's 15 people. 15 people on Rosh Hashanah is like 90.
Like half a kazais.
90 of the future.
It's half a kazais. I'm at Sarif, yeah. I'm keeping tabs. I'm checking off. All right, Zok the Gemara. So, Taisus points out, we have the famous concept of loizu avzu. So what's the Gemara's big problem? It started off easy. Two bedek habayis are mitzaref, two koche mizbeach are mitzaref, and guess what? A little bit of koche mizbeach and koche bedek habayis are also mitzaref. What's the big deal? So Taisus says the Gemara's question is very strong because of the lashon, because it says echod koche mizbeach ve'echod. The word echod by itself, in other words, if the Mishnah was just going to tell us that one is mitzaref the other, it should have just said koche mizbeach and koche bedek habayis mitzaref zemzeh. From the fact that the Mishnah uses the lashon echad, it's telling us that it itself, koche mizbeach by themselves are mitzaref with each other, and koche bedek habayis are mitzaref with each other. Well, that's the Gemara's kasha. Says the Gemara, mishum diktoni alo l'chayev aleihem mishum pigul noisa v'tomei. The Reisha talks about just koche mizbeach, and there's a special halach in koche mizbeach oila and I have a kazayis of a chatos, together I have pigul. That's only a halacha in kachim mizbeach. I can't be mitzaref bedek habayis and mizbeach together. The kachim habayis lo yikeochi. It's not available. Right? This lashon is special for Meilah, I would say. The kachim bedek habayis lo yikeochi. Right? Interesting lashon. Okay, fine. Omer Rabbi Yanai. Now the Gemara goes all the way down to the bottom of the page to explain this Rabbi Yanai. Initially, it sounds very, very different than anything we ever learned up until this point. Omer Rabbi Yanai, and the Gemara says, you're right, it's not different, it's just you didn't understand it. Omer Rabbi Yanai, machvarta, it's very clear to me, ein chayavim mishum meilo ela koche bedek habayis va'oila bilvad. You hear this? Mendy! He says, the only thing that you're over meilo, the whole concept of meilo that we're talking about, all these last pages that we have from the beginning of the Masechta until now, only applies to carbon oila. That's it. Maybe not even a carbon oila, depending if you gurs like the Mefarish or like Tosfos. Tosfos takes out the word va'oila completely. Then later on he says maybe you do put it in. Akapanim. Let's assume that it's like the Mefarish because you guys are Mefarish people. So the whole concept of Meilah is an oila. Why? Because the oila is kulil Hashem. And bedek habayis is completely Hashem. No kohen can go over and start using bedek habayis. But let's say a carbon chatos, asham, no Meilah. You believe this? It's mamish. Nobody would ever think of such a thing. My time at Makro, nefesh. He brings our pasuk that we always use. Nefesh kisimol mal mikotchi Hashem. It has to be Hashem's, completely Hashem. Kachim emichodel Hashem yesh ben Meilah. The kachim mizbeach is b'lekoyanim is b'lebaylim. If you take a chatos, the kohen gets to use a little bit of it. So that's not included in this pasuk, Kachei Hashem. It never was Kachei Hashem. So the Gemara is going to try to rip this into shreds. First stop is our Mishnah. Now, Kachei Mizbeach Mitzarem Zem Zel Meilah. It says Mefurish in our Mishnah. I could take a little bit of a chatos, a little bit of a asham, and I have Meilah. No. So you see that there's Meilah and a chatos. How are you telling me there's only chatos in it? There's only Meilah oila. That's not what our Mishnah says. Our Mishnah says two types of karbanos are mistaref for Meilah. Oh, so I could be doichak and I could say midirabanan. Our Mishnah is only talking about dirabanan. Okay, next. Kachei kachim, the first Mishnah in our Masechta. What does it say? If I take a kachei kachim, let's say even a chatos, doesn't say what type. Even a chatos sheshachtem bedaroim moelim behem. If I take a carbon and I shechted it in the wrong place in the Beis Hamikdash, where did the kedusha go to? Nowhere. The kedusha remains in the animal. The Meilah moil. No. So again, right there it says mefurish chatos. How could Rabbi Yanai tell me that it's only oila that you're over a Meilah? Midrabanan. First Mishnah Masechta, I'll tell you that he says it's only midrabanan. Tanan hanehenim and achatos. So let's repeat this halacha. We said it all the way in the beginning of Masechta, I think, somewhere, but it's a beautiful halacha. There's two types of Meilah. There's two types of things that you could use. There's a kli, there's a thing that you depreciate when you use it, like food. Every time you eat it, it goes down in value. And then you have like a glass thing, or the Gemara calls it a gold cup. You could use it 1,000 times and it never goes down in value. So they're very different. The one that you eat and you depreciate, you have to depreciate 1 pruta worth of depreciation. In other words, if I have a lot of anah from eating a piece of chocolate, it gives me 5 prutas of anah every time I take a little bite, but physically I only used a half a pruta of the chocolate, I'm not over a Meilah, because this is a consumable product. So in order to be over a Meilah, I have to depreciate it by a full pruta. It has nothing to do with my anah. But with a glass cup, since it doesn't depreciate, so it has to do with the amount of anah physically, not in the depreciation, but what the person had anah from. So let's take that to a chatos. How does it work with a chatos? A chatos, what's a chatos? Something that you depreciate, that you make it less valuable or not? Well, it depends. If it's a carbon chatos that's about to go onto the mizbeach, I'm not redeeming it. If I don't redeem it, I can't redeem it. It's also for me to redeem it. I can't go to somebody else and say, take this away from me. You give me $100, I'll give you chai. You can't do that. So Meilah, it doesn't matter if I depreciate it. It doesn't matter if I ride it all day and I make it skinny. Nothing happened to it because I'm not about to redeem it. Yeah? So Meilah, in a chatos that's about to go on the Mizbeach, it has to do with how much I know I had. If I rode it and I saved myself a taxi, even if the animal didn't get skinny, I'm chayiv Meilah. But if it's a balmum, now I'm about to redeem it. So Meilah, over here I have to make it skinnier. So Zok the Gemara says, Hanehen min achatos, if I have benefit from a chatos, what kind of chatos are we talking about? So we have to stick in, we're talking about a balmum. So balmum, once it's redeemable, now it's like a consumable product that has depreciation. So Meilah, kishichaya loimal achi yivgoim. I have to depreciate it, I have to make it smaller, I have to make it worse by a pruta. Shimesa, but once it's dead, and once it's dead, I can't redeem it, I can't sell it off even to feed it to dogs. Kivin shenehena kolshuhu. Over here the word kolshu is not meduyik. It means, as long as I had enough from a pruta without depreciating it, yeah, it gave me shade. This dead animal gave me shade. Did something happen to the dead body? No, nothing. It's the same exact. It was worth $100 before, it's worth $100 after. But it gave me hana of a pruta, I'm over Meilah, because this is not a redeemable product.
It's worth zero now, it's worth it. There's nothing to do with it.
There's nothing to really do with it. Okay, there's some sort of, I don't know, there's something here. Somehow you could. More shade, more stuff. Dogs could eat it. You just can't redeem it for the dogs. Something. For the Gemara, so the Gemara says the same teretz. We're going with the same tirutzim with the Rabban. With the Reis Eloi, it's only with the Rabban of Atanya. Rabbi Yomer, Kol Chelev Lashem, L'Rabbois Emurei Kochim Kalem L'Meilah. So how are you telling me that it's only an oila? Rabbi learns that from a pasuk. Kol Chelev Lashem, even Kochim Kalem, not only oila. Midrabanon. Wait a minute, how could you answer this midrabanon? He said it's a pasuk. Kol Chelev Lashem. Smachta ba'alma. You know, he really made midrabanon. If I want to be doichik everything and fit it in with Rabbi Yanai, I'll say everything means the Rabbanon, and any psukim that I brought are not necessarily real deraises, they're smachtas. Something, a kachim that dies, the Meilah, we had this, the Meilah flies away. The Mai, let's just figure it out. We're about to start a new mission, whoever just arrived. What's the difference? If I donate something to the Bedek HaBayis for the upkeep of the Beis HaMikdash, do I care if it was alive and it died? What's the difference if it's a body or if it's alive? It's Bedek HaBayis. And what if I donate a pile of trash to the Beis HaMikdash? It's very, very dead, but it still has some value. I could use it for manure. I don't know what. Whatever that value. So who cares if I gave the Beis HaMikdash for the upkeep, I gave it a live animal, very good, it was live, it was worth $100. Now it died, it's worth $20. But it's still Bedek HaBayis. So obviously the Meilah doesn't go away. It's still Meilah. You have to say that we're talking about for the Mizbeach, not for Bedek HaBayis. The Raisa, Nami is Meilah. So Meilah, it has Meilah beforehand, and once it goes away, once it dies, the Meilah flies away. Okay, but you see that there is Meilah even on other types of karbanos, not only Oila. Ella, so we have to just explain, Rabbi Yanai, that's not what he meant. Rabbi Yanai never meant to say that there's only Meilah in a Oila. All he said is, Mahaikra, Kochim Bedek HaBayis Shamina Mina, Kochim Mizbeach Lo Shamina Mina. This pasuk of Kochi Hashem, I can't learn from it all the other karbanos. That's all he's saying. Of course there's a Meilah on other karbanos. How does he learn it? From other psukim, from other drushes, whatever they are. The Machlokes Rishonim, how he actually learns it. The point is, his point when he started off saying, Machvarta, it's clear to me, Ein chayav mishum Meilah al kachi bedek habayis. What he meant to say is from that pasuk of Kachi Hashem, there's nothing I can learn from it, only bedek habayis. But of course, he's masking to the concept that there's Meilah on all other karbanos. Tesvav am the Beis, brand new Mishnah.
What are the
There's a pasuk that says either Rebbe's pasuk of Kol Chaylev Lashem, and there's another pasuk in Vayikra somewhere, like what was the pasuk? It says it's a pasuk by Truma that talks about, it says Kodesh, and it goes on that also. It says Lakayin or Sata Lakayin, and it's Machlokes Rishonim exactly how he learns it.
Would Rabbi Yan hold if an oil is the spice?
No, I don't think so, because that pasuk would only come for other karbanos. Oila, I learned from here, from Kachi Hashem, and the other ones I learned from there. That's how I would assume. Zok the Mishnah. Chamishod dvarim ba'oila. There are 5 ingredients when you bring an oila. Mitzdarfim zeh. So if you take any one of the 5 ingredients and you combine them, you can combine them for iser. Habasar v'achelev. So there's 2 ingredients in the actual animal, the meat and the chelev. Whereas in a typical carbon, the chelev is not included with the basar. The chelev would be something you go on the mizbeach. Over here, both the basar and the chelev go on the mizbeach. Now, when you bring in an oila, you also bring a minchas nesachim. What does that include? It includes flour and oil for the mincha, and wine. You mix it with, and you throw the wine on the mizbeach, right? So you have a total of 5 ingredients. So you have basar chelev, vasoilus flour, yain, v'shemen, v'shemen. So if I take half a kazayis of soilus and a half a kazayis of basar, I take a little bit of flour and a little bit of basar, now I'm over. V'shisha b'toida. So toida is the same exact thing, just you have the breads. Basar, v'alechem, v'asoilus, v'yain, v'shemen, v'alechem. So the Gemara, Masila Rav Huna Rav, or whoever it is over here. What does he say? Rabba Berei, Rav Huna Rabba Berei. Chamisha Dvarim Ba'olam. So Taisa says he heard it wrong. He had the wrong girsa. He thought it says there's 5 things in the world. So the problem is, but you have Toida that has a 6th thing. So how could it be that he instead of hearing the word Oilah, he heard Oilam, the world. Omalei, Ba'olam Kamris. It can't be in the world because there's other things in the world such as the Toida. There's 6 things that they mitzdarf with each other, not 5. So you have to read not Oilam but Oilah, and Zeh. I forgot where that Gemara is. You probably remember. There's a Rebbe that didn't speak so clear. Oh yeah. Now I remember. He made a massive mistake. His Talmud heard something, and because of that, people died. No, I don't remember the Meilah. Okay, you have to be very clear with your Talmidim. You have to say it clear, because in one pasuk, something with the Nebuchadnezzar. No, you don't remember the Meilah. He heard one way. The Talmud heard one way, and he thought some kfira or something. Oh, anyways. Maybe, I don't remember. Okay. We'll have to ask Yedidya. Zog the Gemara Tani Lo Torah Rabbanon. Oila ve'imurea mitzdarfim lekezayis la'aloisam b'chutz. If you take the meat of an oila, and you take the imurim of an oila, like the kidneys, or the chayla we just had, you say sakaved is that layer on the liver. The imurim. You take a chatzi kazayis of a kidney and a chatzi kazayis of steak of an oila, and you bring it outside of the Beis Hamikdash. You chayiv on being makriv something outside the Beis Hamikdash. Ulechayiv alei mishum pigul v'nois v'tamei. I can combine those 2 things for the isurim, because when it comes to an oila, there's no difference between a kidney and a steak. It all goes on the mizbeach. Ktani ba'ila in. B'shlamim loy. Seems like this halacha only applies to Meilah. But a shlamim, where the stakes go to the person that brings the carbon, and the imurim go on the mizbeach, there's no tziruf. B'shlamim la haloisem b'chutz. I could understand oilo de kol limit starvin. One thing has nothing to do with the other. By oilo makes sense to mitzaref the imurim together with the meat, and by shlamim lo mitzarefin. The meat goes to the people, and the imurim go to the mizbeach. Why can that be over on pigol? Right? The kohen, while he was bringing the shlomim, he thought himself he's gonna eat the shlomim, or he's gonna do the zrig on the shlomim far out in 3 days. Shlomim you can eat for 2 days. He thought 3 days. There is the concept of pigol even on the meat. So how come the pigol is not mitzvah for half a kazayis of the steak with a half a kazayis of the fat should be mitzvah for pigol nois and tummy? We learned in our Mishnah that all pigulim are mitzvah. Eloheima oilo veimureo mitzvah from zem zeh lekazayis lizrigalem adam. What's happening here? A guy brings a oila and it disappears. It was consumed. It was gone. Birds came out of the sky, took it. So, could you do zrika or not? Could I throw the blood? The answer is, if there's one kazayis left over, I could do zrika sadam. I could do the matir. Now, what happens if I don't have a kazayis? I have a chatzi kazayis of fat and a chatzi kazayis of steak. Is that mitzdarif? Yes, it's mitzdarif. But by shlamim, it's not mitzdarif. You know why? Because shlamim, what?
Nothing to eat afterwards.
No, you have a half a kazayis of edible steak, and that goes to the guy that brought the carbon. And then you have a half a kazayis of chaylev that goes on the mizbeach. It's not mitzdarif because it's two types of eating. One is food that goes in the mizbeach, and one is food that goes to human beings, and those two don't combine. By oilo they do combine. Why? Because they're both for the mizbeach. It's moridik halacha. So if I have nothing left from the shlamim, for whatever reason it disappeared, and I have a kazayis, but half of it is a human kazayis, and half of it is a mizbeach kazayis, and achilas mizbeach and achilas adam, not mitzdarif. And Meilah, if it's not mitzdarif, I can't do zrikas adam. If I can't do zrikas adam, then what? Then there's no pigol, there's no noisar, there's no tamei. That's what the Brisa says over here. The kazayis lizroik aleim es adam, in order to throw the blood. The key with them start from lizroik adam, and since I can do zrikas adam, chayev now I'm chayev on pigol noisar tamei. Uman katani law. Who does this go according to? Rabbi Yeshua the Sanyo. Yeshua Imer kol azvachim shabat toiro shenishtayim kezayis basav kezayis chaylev. If there's a full kezayis or kezadam, kechatzi zayis basav kechatzi zayis chaylev. If I have half and half, the type of meat that goes to the humans and the type of chaylev that goes to the mizbeach, ein is kezadam. Ubaoilo afilu kechatzi zayis basav kechatzi zayis chaylev. Zoykis Adam, Rebnei, Shekula Kolil. So this is Rabbi Shua Shita that it's mitzdarif together. It's mitzdarif together. Rabbi Lezer is chaylik on him, and Meilah, this goes according to Rabbi Yeshua. Says the Gemara, Ube mincha afilu kulo kayemes lo yizroik. If you bring a mincha and you have all of it intact, you cannot do zrikas Adam. Ask the Gemara, mincha mayavidta, what kind of blood is there when you bring a mincha? Omer apapa minchas nesachim. We're talking about a guy brings an oila, and together with the oila he brings a minchas nesachim. The entire oila went bye-bye. And he has a cup of blood and he wants to do zrika. So I would have a havamina that I could use the mincha as my matter to do zrika. I have a kazayis of mincha, Meilah I should be able to do zrikas adam. Says the Gemara, no. I need a kazayis of meat, and if you don't have meat, the mincha is not going to help me out. That's the type of mincha we're talking about. We're not talking about stam a mincha. A guy is bringing minchas machvas, and he wants to do Zrikas Adam. Because there's no Dam by Minchas Machavas. Zog the Mishnah. We'll continue with the theme of things that are mitzdaref with each other. Hatruma. When you have fruit and you bring truma, I think we should make a chart for this. What truma is? You have extra time today. Hatruma. If you have 100 fruits, you have to give truma gdoila to the kohen. How much? Midiraisa mashu. But you bring basically 1 out of 50 is a Beinoni, 1 out of 40 is a very large guy. So about 2%. 1 out of 60 is a stingy guy. Utrumas meiser. Once you take meiser, you give it to the Levi. You give the Levi 10% of whatever is left over. So let's say you have 98 fruit left. You give 10% of that, 9.8 to the Levi. That's meiser. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about trumas meiser, because we're going with the theme here of truma. These trumas, as the Gemara is going to explain, anything that's called truma could be mitzdaref with each other. So trumas meiser is what the Levi must separate. Once he gets his 9.8%, he has to give the kohen 10% of that. It's called trumas meiser. With trumas meiser shel demai, that is Amoretz, they made a gzeira on the Amoratzim. They were very makbid on truma, but they were not so makbid on meiser. So they said you have to give truma from the meiser of what you buy from an Amoretz. V'achala, and chala is also considered truma. V'abikurim, all these things, bikurim as well, mitzdarfim zeh mzeh lesser. So let's say, for instance, you have you're trying to make dough, and a little bit of your truma gdoila falls into the dough with the yeast. You have yeast truma and falls in there, and it's not going to do anything. Then comes along chala, you have a little bit more yeast. Together they create a yeast, and Meilah the mitzdaref, because you have a little bit of this and a little bit of that. They're all truma and the mitzdaref. Or let's say you have spices. You have a little bit of spice, it's not enough spice, and you have a little bit of bikurim and a little bit of challah. Together they're a good spice. Boom, you have an iser. If you eat this by mistake, you have to bring 25% extra. Kol pigulim, this we already had. Kol pigulim mistar from zemzeh. V'chol anisar mistar from zemzeh. My taima, why are all these trumas mitzdaref together? Kulu ikru truma, because they're all called truma. How do you know? Torimu truma. Bikurim nami ikru truma. L'sanya utrumas yodcha. Elu bikurim. Aval inoch. The other three in the Mishnah, truma, trumas meiser, and trumas d'mai, lo yitzricha. I don't need psukim because they are called truma, and once they're called truma, they are all mitzdaref. Have a wonderful day. Same time, same place. Tomorrow slicha is a little earlier, but you have Kriyas Torah, you have Thursday. Rabbi said, by the way, in case you didn't notice, today is Wednesday. I know a lot of you thinking Sunday afternoon. It is Wednesday. Sometimes Rosh Hashanah